And welcome everybody once again to Let's Talk Tresco. My name is Gino Aragon, and just in case you didn't know who Tresco is, for over 54 years, Tresco has been providing professional and individualized services, supports, and opportunities to people of any age with differing abilities, their families, and the communities we serve. Tresco currently provides services in 12 counties, and that is throughout New Mexico. The three main divisions, of course, TOTS Early Intervention, Day One Home Visiting, and Tresco Works. And as always, you can contact Tresco at the website, trescoinc.org, or just give them a call at 575-528-2200. And we've had a whole conversation before we even got here, but our guest today is Shaun Adcock, and welcome to the show, Shaun.
Thank you very much.
Very happy to have you here. And of course, when I found out about your situation, like I said, we just started having a whole conversation about things that go together. And Shaun, basically tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've been born and raised deaf and having this disability most of my life. And there are some ups and downs in my entire life, especially throughout grade school, K through 12, and a little bit of in college, where I had to deal with a lot of my disabilities and the accessible services that I needed to have within my disabilities.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine some of those, because as soon as I found out that Shaun had a hearing impairment, I just jumped in because I also have problems with my hearing. If anybody hadn't known before, I'm completely deaf in my left ear, deaf in the higher tones in my right, and this has been since I was about 4 years old. So yeah, I've had hearing aids at some point in my time since I was 8 years old, all the time, and I've also experienced a little bit of some of what you go, not completely everything right here, but like I said, we had a whole big conversation about what was going on before we even got on air. But of course, we're here to talk about Tresco. So how long have you been with Tresco, and what do you do with Tresco?
I've been working with Tresco for 2 years, and I started out with construction labor worker, and then I went to security at Health Stuff, which is High Energy Laser System Training Facility, part of White Sand Missile Range here at the Army base. And now I'm at Repair Tech with Highways and Rest Areas.
Oh, awesome. And are you still doing security?
No, I'm not doing security no more. I'm purely at Repair Tech.
Oh, awesome. So what exactly are you doing with Repair Tech?
I'm fixing up anything going on or anything that could cause a potential issue at rest areas in southern New Mexico that Tresco has contact with.
Oh, that's awesome. So if something goes wrong with the rest areas, we can blame Shaun. No, I'm not going to blame Shaun on that one. I'm not going to blame Shaun. But no, you're the guy that's going to come out and
can fix it. Yes,
they can fix it for us. That's awesome. And how did you actually get started with Tresco?
I got started with Tresco because my dad actually worked with Tresco, and he's been giving me a push to get involved with a bigger company other than my brother-in-law's company when I was working, and it's all been uphill for me so far.
It's been a good experience working with Tresco. Yeah. You know, and once again, that, like I've said, that's a reoccurring theme. Everybody who works with Tresco has had a very positive experience, and they say it's just like one of the best places to work. And the people that you work with are pretty awesome as well.
Oh, they're awesome, and also the people that I'd be able to meet.
Oh yeah.
Outside of Tresco, like just passerby motorists from the rest areas, I'd be able to have conversations with them and see where they're from and where they're going, and have very, very short conversations with them.
I think that would be kind of awesome to go ahead and find out, because everybody has driven through New Mexico, from all kinds of different places. My hometown is up in Gallup, New Mexico, Route 66, right?
Yes, sir.
So everybody's driven through there at some point in time. They just didn't realize it, for certain things. And sometimes having those conversations are very, very, very awesome. So that's cool. And as far as, what Tresco means to you, how has it also impacted your life, and how do you feel about being able
It's been impacted my life dramatically, because I didn't think there was a company really such a Tresco that actually would hire any people with disabilities and make it into a different ability, so that way they can push farther than what people would generally see about them.
You know, that's something that we had talked about in our conversation before we started, is the
Yes.
fact that it is surprising how many people will look at your disability and just think, you know, you're not going to be able to get the job done.
Absolutely. But a lot of us can surprise people that even though we do have a certain disability, doesn't mean that we've been prevented 100%. I'm deaf. I just graduated college from New Mexico State University with a marketing degree. It took me a while, but I got through it.
Absolutely. In fact, I also brought up this conversation with a story that I had read earlier this week about a graduate in a college in Florida, and I can't remember what it is. I meant to go pull it up on the computer before I had the chance here,
Yeah.
but this person was autistic and nonverbal, so she couldn't speak. But it doesn't mean that she couldn't go to college. It didn't mean that she couldn't start her own nonprofit organization to help out those with autism. It didn't mean that she couldn't give her commencement speech because they chose her to do that. And it's just one of those things where I even think one of the quotes she said, it's that the irony is not lost on her that a nonverbal person is giving this commencement speech, but it made you think that if you can recognize me and my differing abilities, and you can recognize others in that. And I
Yes.
think that's an awesome thing to go ahead and behold there. And like I said, it's not something that somebody would think that you wouldn't be able to graduate college. Somebody wouldn't think that with my hearing disability that I'd be working in radio or be able to talk into a microphone and not have any problems. Luckily, they do have the headphones, so that helps a little bit, you know. So I'm not going to lie.
Help.
I'm not going to lie. I'm cheating a little bit, but they're turned up very, very loud. So that is awesome that you've been able to do that. But that road must have been pretty tough to sometimes, and some of the frustrations in trying to get some jobs, I imagine.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then even going through school, you told me that ASL was your first language,
Yes.
and ASL is American Sign Language. And at the time, I took 2 semesters of ASL. Don't ask me; I can barely remember my alphabet right now. It's been years since I've used it, and it's one of those things where if you don't practice, you really kind of fall out of it. But it has its own language. It has its own context, and the way that you would write your papers
Yes.
would be kind of in ASL, and some of your instructors just didn't get that right away.
Exactly. And here's a fun fact about ASL right now I can tell about our viewers is ASL is actually the 4th fastest growing language right here in the United States.
Really?
Yes, it's number 4.
That is awesome. I do know that when I was taking my classes, it wasn't recognized as a foreign language at
Yes.
NMSU, but now it is. And if you're
Mhm.
taking a foreign language at NMSU, ASL is definitely one of those ones that you can take in there. And I enjoyed it. I'm not going to say that I remember all the bad words, but there's a few of them that are in there. It's the first thing anybody asks you about a foreign language. Do you know how to say all the bad
Yeah,
words, right?
all the cuss words.
We're just being honest, Shaun. We're
Yes,
just being
we
honest.
are.
Yeah. And I would ask you, what would you say to someone who has a disability and is thinking about joining Tresco or contacting Tresco?
I would say do not be afraid. Take this opportunity to achieve something that is greater than yourself and also strive to make a name for yourself, especially to prove people that your disability, whatever the case may be, it is not something that can be looked down to, but something can make you strive, make you better.
That is awesome and well said from a marketing graduate from NMSU. That was very good. Good. I don't think that was as far as working with someone with varying different abilities that you have, because one thing I've noticed with Tresco is that there's all kinds of people that you work with that have varying degrees of differing abilities, you know, and working with everybody like that, what would you say to people that are maybe a little bit scared about that or worried about that?
I'd just say that there is a way to work with them. Just don't go to it head on. I'll just say work around them, trying to understand what position they're in or what their disability and learn a little bit from them. That way you can know or gain experience from that to work with that person or with anybody with that specific disability.
Mm-hmm. Like, for instance, we were talking that one of the things that we have to do a lot is look at the other person
Yes.
so that we can read their lips. I've been doing
Absolutely.
it. I've been doing it subconsciously for most of my life. And when the pandemic hit and everybody put on those masks, oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, I, I had struggles. I had struggles with masks. It interfered with my disability,
Hmm.
and for anybody with hearing disabilities or even people who rely on lip readings a
Hmm.
lot, it prevented that, and it drove us crazy.
Oh, absolutely. I completely agree. Now, for the most part, I was lucky in the sense that I work in a small room by myself talking into a microphone, so I didn't have to worry about it that much. But when I would go out and I would start talking to people, it's one of those things that was annoying to me, and I can only imagine uh, for some of the other people that their hearing disability is worse than mine, that it would be really, really hard to deal with. But I also decided to have fun with the mask. I have cat mask, I have dog mask, I have cartoon mask. I just had fun with it because I said, if I'm going to be stuck with this, we're going to have some fun. But that is one of those things that when you're dealing with other people, like I said, in your case and in my case, just the ability to see your mouth and read your lips makes a difference. So might be something that if somebody's dealing with you in particular or anybody else, that you just have to.
I've actually seen mask online that it's covered, but in the very, very center, it's
It's a clear mask.
actually
Yes, I've seen
clear.
those. Yeah.
And I didn't really quite try it out because, number one, that really doesn't benefit me if
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
wearing it, but I was hoping that somebody could look at that and said, maybe I can try it, but
You can carry one with you and then just whip it out. Here, put this on for a second. Yeah, something like that. No,
I thought about that, but somehow it never clicked in my head.
probably a good thing in that particular sense. But but those little things that you can change and little things that you can adjust to. And then it doesn't take anything to be able to start
No.
working with everybody that is going on right there and learning how to do that. And like we've said before many times here with Tresco, the people that you meet that have all these differing abilities and the things that everybody can accomplish is just an amazing thing. Every time that I come down here is something else that I discover that just makes this more of an awesome place. So I'm glad that you've got that ability to go ahead and do that, and that there is a place like Tresco around. I'm going off a little bit just because I know that we kind of share the same problem, and if it under certain circumstances, I would have been exactly where you were as well. So, but as far as the impact of Tresco's mission on people with varying abilities in general, how do you feel about that with the people that you work with and the people that you see them interacting with it?
I've seen it happen almost every single day. People have same disability but different ages, or same people with same ages with different abilities, and I've seen it happen working all the time, that we all engage in each other, we're all interacting, and it's almost like there's no disability between us. I don't see it as disability anymore. I just see it people just having a conversation,
Absolutely.
just like us. But when it comes to work, we all work along just fine. Like there's no disability, there's no barriers, no nothing. And I love to see it happening everywhere. And it's fascinating to me.
I think that, yeah, it is fascinating because there's, for the longest time, and I am a little bit older than you are. The gray hairs tell that one just a little bit right there. But there's a lot of times where there is a stigma attached to just about any disability, And these days, I mean, let's be honest, it's 2022. There should be no stigma attached to anything at all. And if there's always ways that you can work around with or work with everybody about that, whether it's hearing, sight, other differing abilities that people have.
Also, with the help of technology, we can also overcome with that obstacles.
Exactly. Like I had mentioned, the person that was giving that commencement speech, they had a text-to-speech thing where she would type in it and it would speak for her. Now, I keep wondering if you could choose which voice she had to go ahead and do that.
That'd be something.
Yeah, because I would obviously pick that really cool, awesome, low radio voice that I've never had. But it would be something that, or, I could pick Tweety Bird. I think it would be awesome to give a commencement speech to Tweety. I have a weird sense of humor, just a little bit, but I get a feeling,
everybody got that sense of humor, what they like.
But I think, yeah, there's technology that's going to help you out. There's the people that are going to help you out. The training that you get with everybody else, the training that everybody here at Tresco goes through is pretty awesome. And I understand that you and a few others are going to be doing something pretty awesome. Well, kind of. You're ditching me on my birthday, which is on June 13th, but
Oh, no,
you're
I'm
doing it
sorry.
for a good reason. Yeah, I know. It's okay. It's okay. We'll hang out some other time. But you're doing it for different reasons, for a good reason, and that is because you're taking a trip up to Washington. How can you tell me about how that came around, or?
Well, it was offered to me by Miss Stacy over here. And
Stacy's off camera. That's who I've been waving at and winking at just to let her know some things. But yes.
Well, she offered me an opportunity of a lifetime to go to this conference for self-advocacy, and I said, sign me up. There's no way that I'm missing this opportunity because it's a great way for me to express some of my issue or some issue that some people might be dealing with to our congressmen or women, and to see what they can do to help us as an Ability One program to help get more people what they need.
I can give you a good example of that from personal experience as well, and I'm sure you know this. I used to wear hearing aids until like I told you, they got stolen. I need to go ahead and get another pair, but those things are expensive.
Yes, they are.
And did you know that even part of the ACA or the health insurance bill that was out there, that they don't cover hearing aids. They'll cover a hearing test, but they will not pay for hearing aids yet. So those can get expensive. I think you said you got a $5,000.
I got a $5,000 hearing aid that my family and we paid out of our pockets.
Yeah.
Because the insurance, they said they don't want to cover it.
Yeah. And after doing my research, I think there's only one state that made it so that they would actually cover any of the hearing expenses that kind of go along with that, including hearing aids. But Arizona is just way too hot. If you think Las Cruces is hot,
Arizona is hotter.
Arizona is hotter. But I think this is awesome. It's a little bit more information about this this meeting that you're going to have with the New Mexico delegation representing Tresco and sharing the importance of the Ability One program. And the Ability One program uses the purchasing power of federal government to buy products and services and participating community-based nonprofit agencies nationwide dedicated to training and employing individuals who are blind or have significant disabilities. And like I said, that's exactly what something like this could be used for, as far as, and it's not just, hearing aids. It could be something that would help you out with your mobility, something that could help you out with getting some of the jobs done, or anything else that they have
or
right there.
even that text-to-speak machine.
The text-to-speak machine,
yeah.
Or even something, and you see it with some of the phones these days. I think Google just released something where they have an instant translator.
Yeah.
And also instant captioning.
Oh, I would love that. But
where
I have some issues with that, to be honest with you, especially on
captioning.
YouTube.
Yeah, captioning is not necessarily the best right there. And Google, YouTube is owned by Google, so until they fix that one right there, I think I'm with you with that.
Yes,
but the idea that's pretty amazing, that you would have something like glasses or something else that would be there, or even something in your ear. I know that they have some of the Bluetooth hearing aids that are out there as well, in your case, but something in your ear, or anybody else that might have glasses or anything else like that, where they're talking to you, and sometimes you get an instant translation from a different language, or sometimes you will get, like I said, an instant live captioning for somebody that's talking to you, for somebody that does that.
And at the corner of your glasses.
Yeah, just up at the corner, the corner of their glasses. So now everybody wonders if you're looking at them or not. Yeah. But basically, it's like lip reading, except it would be the text space right there. But those different types of technology that we have available in today's world are absolutely amazing. And this is something that you're going to be going over to DC with a few others to kind of advocate to our people that are up there representing us.
Yes.
That is
try to continue that, to help continue to fit the program, to see if we can try to maybe improve that.
Oh, absolutely.
There's always room for improvement right there.
Absolutely. There's always room for improvement. There's always room. And I'm a big tech nerd. You probably could have tell from just me setting everything up here right here. I'm just a big tech nerd. And the idea of all of these technologies that can help everybody out and get everybody essentially on the same page is something that would be pretty awesome. It's a direction that we're moving to in the world that I think is a good thing.
Yeah, it is.
It is an awesome. So you are looking forward to that trip, and that's coming up in, you said June, right? That's right. It's my birthday, June 13th. Now everybody knows that's when my birthday is. But yeah, that sounds like it's going to be a fun trip, and I look forward to hearing from you guys, because I think one of our scheduled times that we're going to be doing Let's Talk Tresco is when you guys are up there. So maybe I'll be talking to you again and see how that trip is going.
Hopefully we can have a conversation.
Absolutely, and it'll be cool. It'll be awesome. Just like
that'll be fun. Can't wait for that.
I have a feeling that we could talk a whole lot more about all kinds of different things and everything else right now. But of course, we're focusing it up here on what Tresco does. And right now, for everybody out there, I mean, if you wanted to tell them, a few things about Tresco, maybe one thing that you want them to know about this place, what would it be?
Tresco is an amazing place to work. Doesn't matter what kind of disability do you have, but you got to have the courage to face it, to come up and talk to us that you want a position or a job here. And we will help you out with anything that you need with relating to your job, working around with your disability. And most of the issue, I would say, is that people would be a little nervous, so to say. Like if they have a disability, will it interfere with their work? I would say absolutely not at all. We can work around your disability. All you have to do is just build up the courage and come join our team, and we will provide you with everything you want. Because all the benefits is well worth it. Okay.
Well, then I'll hit you and Stacy up for those winning lottery numbers. No, I'm just kidding. No, it takes that initial first step to go ahead and get it done, and that does take a lot of courage, like you said, to be able to do that. But if you could do that,
I was one of them.
Yeah,
I was very, very nervous coming up here, and I didn't know what position was provided. So I just picked one with probably the best with my choice. But then I get a phone call and saying that we might have a better position than what you applied for. Oh. And so they offered me that position. I was like, I'm in. Then it's been all up here for me then.
Yeah. And you enjoy, like you said, you enjoy your work. You enjoy those opportunities right there. And then everybody that you work with is pretty awesome. Like I said, that is a general thread that everybody here at Tresco that I've spoken with, it just enjoys what they do. And it's very rare to get a company where everybody that you talk to loves their job.
Yes, it's very, very rare.
And I think that's an amazing thing. So once again, with Tresco, if you need any information about their programs, you can head over to trescoinc.org. Like I said, they are currently providing services in 12 counties throughout New Mexico. And, of course, they are growing. There are different opportunities and different things that are coming their way here in Tresco. And when we get the opportunity to talk about those, we absolutely will be talking about those. So once again, trescoinc.org is where you can go online to go ahead and visit them. And, of course, give them a call at 575-528-2200. Shaun, it's been great. I have a feeling we're going to end up talking about hearing aids and reading lips and potentially that trip. Maybe we'll throw some anime in there, too. I don't know. We haven't got there yet. But thanks a lot for dropping by. I really do appreciate it. And thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And we'll see you in a couple more weeks with Let's Talk Tresco.